DIVUS.
Welcome! Today I will show you how to set up the lock screen function on a DIVUS touchzone and a DIVUS KNX server or KNX Superior. This function is only available on touchzones, because it is configured directly in the DIVUS launcher settings. But let's start from the KNX control device, that is to say a KNX server, a KNX Superior or the PDK. We need a special room for this function. So let's first of all create a new room and call it Lockscreen room. As template, we will choose 4 buttons. Then we will need 4 Boolean switches or 1-bit objects. If you have a KNX project already loaded, choose your devices from there. If not, you may use virtual objects instead. So let's create a new virtual object and set its data type and icon. We will also assign it to the Lockscreen room. Then we can copy this room 3 times and we'll have to change only the name and the icon in the copies to have different icons to test. Finally, the lock screen should look like this. Please check that the template, the amount of assigned objects, and their respective types are all correct. If everything looks fine, we need one last information from the room. For this, we go to the search field, input the name and have a closer look at the result. Under the name we see the object type and an ID. This ID is a unique identifier through which each object is called in Optima, behind the scenes. We take note of this number because we will need it for the touchzone. Now that we are done on the server side, we can move to the touchzone. We go to the settings of the DIVUS launcher through a click or tap on the DIVUS logo. And there we choose Display Lockscreen. Here we will look up Lockscreen and choose the one called Template KNX, aka Web Template. Then we will go through all the single options which appear under Lockscreen, except the password protection, which we don't need right now. So we choose 15 seconds as timeout for testing. The IP address of the server, the ID of the room, the desired amount of buttons, which is 4. User and password, we will use the default user account. When this is all done, we just need to wait for the timeout to trigger the first call to our new lock screen. And here it is. As you can see, it is very easy to understand and to interact with. It gives instant access to the set of switches, so each time I pass in front of the screen, I only need to push, just like physical switches. To close a lock screen, I can use the physical button of the touchzone, or I can swipe the lock screen page away laterally. With the same procedure described here, You can also configure the other template, called Template KNX Native, or the Optima widget, which you can place onto the widget area of your client device. Now there are similar functions also in the DIVUS video phone when you want to use a KNX device as door opener, or if you want to configure a KNX device in the so-called actions within the DIVUS IP cam viewer. All these functions need the same set of settings. The only difference from our first example is that you will need the KNX object's ID and not that of a room. So once you have the ID, you can proceed and set everything up. Have fun!